Once a smart guy said, "Oh, yes, you have an addiction, yes, even if you want to, you can't quit, don't even try." And the fact is that I smoke because I want to, not because I can't quit. And I'll calmly quit, but when I want to. I decided to prove that this redhead does not understand what he is talking about, so to speak, to put him in his place. "Come on, I won't smoke for a month and I'll give you my vape. And if I suddenly smoke, you take it for yourself, it costs $100. And if you hold out, then I'll admit that you're independent." It was hard to refuse such a reward, and I wanted to prove to the redhead that he was not the smartest here. And I can safely not smoke. The first day everything was clear and I just stuck on YouTube and time flew by unnoticed. On the second day, too, everything was fine and I was already thinking, here's a red-haired Delbic, he doesn't even imagine what kind of willpower I have. And on the third day I smoked. I don't know what came over me, like some kind of obsession. In general, I told the redhead, "Yes, take the vape for yourself, I'll buy a new one." One day I woke up in the morning after drinking and fucked up. My head hurt so much that I thought, fuck, can't I put another head? I go out on the balcony, do a couple of pulls of the first cigarette, and I was so covered that I passed out. When I woke up, I decided to fuck all the stinky cigarettes. This shit is over. Well, in general, at first it was generally easy. I cursed cigarettes and didn't even want to smoke. On the third day I bought a cigar and did not smoke it in a puff, well, purely so, to let the smoke out. And on the fifth day in the morning I went to the bathroom and how let's cough. I look, and there's some kind of black fucked up, and that was in the lungs. Then I became even more convinced that cigarettes are harmful to health. The realization of this thought made me so sad that I lit up again. One summer I went to visit my grandmother in the village. By the way, I have two grandmothers, just one in the village and one in the city. In general, purely so I went for a month to repair. I have always had a reverent attitude towards grandmothers and they told me like this: "You're such a good granddaughter, you'll never become a smoker." And by this time I had been smoking for 2 years. But I didn't want to upset my grandmothers so much that I never smoked with them, and in the village I stopped smoking altogether. At first, of course, I remembered about cigarettes, but when I was chasing football, hanging on the turnstiles and eating homemade cakes, I forgot about everything, including my nicotine habit. And you know what? I really felt like cigarettes. I was able to quit for a whole month, just so as not to upset my grandmother. It was probably the longest period of nicotine withdrawal. But, as always, there is one but. When I returned to the city to my normal life, cigarettes returned to my pocket. I was 20 and of course, all my relatives were aware of my habit, except grandmothers. For a while I had to hide like a schoolboy, just so as not to upset them, but eventually I confessed. So sorry and granny, that did not meet your expectations. Now I'm pulling vape, and cigarettes are like that, sometimes I can smoke. But I was thinking, for the sake of my grandmother, I was able not to smoke for a whole month. I can probably do it for subscribers. Let's say 50,000 likes on this video and I don't smoke for a month. And then I'll tell you how it went with the proofs. Come on guys, see you soon.